I'm constantly thinking about how to live a more balanced life. I'm inspired by those who choose to live alternative lifestyles, no matter how extreme or subtle. And I think this is why I'm so drawn to minimalism. It's a lifestyle concept that seems to reject our highly materialistic society, and also it challenges the status quo on what it means to live a happy and fulfilling life. It's beautiful and inspiring to see people interpret minimalism in their own ways. I mean, I can't tell you how many decluttering videos I've seen, minimalist house tours and building capsule wardrobes. It's fascinating, and I think all of it has somehow contributed in me learning more about minimalism. No matter how we decide to approach it, I think we are all essentially looking for the same things, and that is to live a more simple and happier life. There has never been a better time to reflect on our lives, and that's exactly what I've been doing for the past couple of months. I have to admit, it's really uncomfortable for me to see all the things that I accumulated over the years. I mean, I have more clothes in my closet than I could even ever wear. Books that I've collected that's just collecting dust, and I don't even have time to go through and read them all. Not to mention the money that went into purchasing all of these things that essentially brought me very little value. I came to the crossroad where I could continue down this path and continue to spend money mindlessly, or I could choose to adjust and choose a different lifestyle where I wouldn't focus so much on these material things. This is why I'm exploring a minimalist lifestyle. Minimalism isn't for everyone. It's just one lifestyle concept, and if you thrive being a maximalist or you enjoy having variety, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can relate to me and you feel like these things in your life are becoming a burden, then maybe minimalism is something that you could start to explore as well. For me, having a set number of items is not going to bring me any closer to my goal. I want to really reconstruct the way that I see things, and this means that it's going to be more of a mindset shift. So guiding me through this minimalist lifestyle journey, I am turning to Buddhism for inspiration. There seems to be a large correlation between Buddhism and the core principle of minimalism, and we can learn so much from the story of Siddhartha. Siddhartha Gautama was a prince who left his kingdom and renounced the materialistic life for a spiritual journey. In his journey, he discovers different approaches to life where he learns to free himself of worldly desires. Spending some time depriving himself of food and sleep, he almost collapses, then comes to a revelation. He realizes that these extreme lifestyles of both self-deprivation and self-indulgence didn't help him at all in reaching the path towards awakening. This is where the idea of middle way comes from. Middle way is a path between the two extreme lifestyles. We need certain items in our lives to survive our day-to-day and even enhance the quality of our lives. But if we cling on to them or just give too much meaning to these material goods, then it can do us more harm than good. And I think this is where the concept of middle way can really help us. This concept is very important in the journey to a minimalist lifestyle, because it tells us where to draw the line between what's necessary and what's excess. Practicing minimalism with moderation is going to look different for everyone. For some, it might be reducing down to the bare minimum, or for others, it might be just adjusting your spending habits. But when we find our version of it, I think it can help us find value in the things that we already have and be more conscious of future purchases and just help us move forward. There's a man walking on a path, and he comes across a river. He gathers grass, twigs, and branches and ties them together to make a raft. Once he crosses the river, he doesn't want to leave the boat behind because he has become attached to the boat. So he carries his boat with him on his journey, which ultimately causes him pain and suffering. Buddha's stance on materialism is very pragmatic. He understands that we need certain things in our lives to survive and thrive in our society. However, when we have an attachment to these things, then that's when it can become problematic. It's because of this Buddhist notion that nothing lasts forever. So loss is inevitable. Then the suffering comes. There is a whole guide on how to let go of these worldly desires in the Four Noble Truths, and also that leads to the Eightfold Path, but I think that is for another video. I think it's important to not worry too much about the rules and just take the concepts to see what we can apply to our own lives. Boat analogy, it really spoke to me because it's a great example of how things can become a burden in our lives if we don't know how to let it go. It's a good practice to frequently ask ourselves, does this bring value to my life? This doesn't just apply to things, but also people, ideas, and habits. Everything that we bring into our lives, we should be constantly challenging it to see if it's beneficial for us or if it's actually damaging us. This question can guide us on what we need to focus and what we need to let go. I've always been drawn to Buddhism because it emphasizes that if we want to change anything in our lives, it has to start with us. It's the discipline of the mind. We can go through the motion of letting go or decluttering, but if we are still longing for them, then it's not going to do us any good. And I think that's why a mindset shift is going to be the most powerful tool in beginning your minimalist journey. I am using a lot of inspiration from Buddhism to start my minimalist journey, but there is no template on how to be a good minimalist. So I hope that you can find your own inspiration, and don't forget to just have fun experimenting. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to support me and my work, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. I make videos every Tuesday and Friday on minimalism, slow living, and also my life here on Maui. And until next time, take care guys. Bye.